Okay, Jason, the way you remove this, grab this with two hands. Can you grab it? Just put this down and just unplug it. Just pull on it like this. Yeah. So this is like a breather for the engine. Breathes through this little pipe, goes through here, and it's like an oil air separator, oil catch can. Jason, you are going to town. Be careful, if that's not a correct one, you want to make sure it is. Jason, is it hard to take the engine apart?
No.
It's not?
It's not hard.
How did you learn to take it apart?
Watching you how to take stuff apart.
Oh, that's a good answer. You've been watching me? Oh, so sweet. So yeah, guys, this engine is locked up and we're not going to be putting it back together. There is a slight chance where we will take two locked up engines depending on what locked up on them and rebuild them. Cool. Yeah. But most of these parts will end up on eBay for sale. This CGR is still quite stuck and it's been really challenging to try to remove it, to say the least. And guys, once again, I will remind you, when you're taking stuff apart on an engine, especially if you're going to rebuild it, just organize everything right, like in bags and stuff. We are not doing it on this one, but it does not make it right. But at the same time, I'm taking it apart for learning about how things go together and where things are located, to understand this engine a little bit more. And when I'm actually going to get ready to rebuild an engine, then of course I'm going to label everything and we'll go step by step, perhaps even pull a manual out, because this engine is really cramped. There's just a lot of stuff here and it's difficult to really work on this, to say the least. Like if you have to replace, let's say, like the oil cooler, it's just way at the bottom down there. Jason, that's a bad angle. Don't do that one because it's gonna mess up. Find one that you can. So we have a fuel rail. We're just gonna go ahead and actually remove the fuel rail portion. I don't know if this is gonna work, but yeah, it does work. Like these are special type of wrenches. Jason, step back. I want my hand to hit you by any chance. Okay, so here's one of the fuel rails. Let's see if they're even the same. Let's say if you wanted to use this one, you really can't. So the left side of the engine has one that's the sensor that's a little bit more pointy, and this one's going to the side. If it was here, it would have been actually really difficult to access here. So, but the mounting points are the same, even those exit points are the same, but this fuel line is in a different place. So let me see if they even have.
Now remove these pipes. I took this off.
Oh, yeah, okay, you took this off. Okay, Jason, you're too fast for me.
It's almost like this.
Yeah, so we need something like this. That's a fuel filter, Jason. This is how you could take these out. Okay, so the fuel is out. I'm just gonna put it here, parts bin. Okay, so what are you doing? Hold on, Jason. I'm gonna unplug some of this stuff. And here's the fuel lines. I'm gonna take this apart. Most of you guys that's watching my videos, chances are you're just gonna be messing with like stuff like replacing your fuel rail, and this is what this is here. So these videos would be kind of helpful, at least knowing where to begin, where to start. Запись идет. Ну, молодец. Знает, что он делает.
Can you take the parts off there?
I will. It seems like I'm working all over the place on this engine. That's because I'm having some technical difficulties, guys. And then I have to jump back and forth between my son removing his stuff and what I want to remove. Trying to teach them a little bit more about this kind of stuff. So I'm removing the fuel lines so that we could actually start removing the fuel injectors, and I have already removed one of the fuel rails. I will remove another fuel rail, and then we're actually going to dig in and remove the rest of the stuff on the engine. So this is all the fuel injector plugs. And then I have a tool like this. Well, this is a zip tie, but oh yeah, perfect. Just pulled out with that metal thing. Even better. So here we have a glow plug connectors. They're easy to remove, but I'm going to try to see if I could prop them a little bit. And when removing glow plugs, you do want to make sure that you will treat them with something, especially on these type of engines, because these glow plugs are actually thinner than on the T1Ns. So it's going to be a challenge. Here we have some of this other stuff. So I'm going to remove the other glow plug connector. I just like to use whatever I have in hand. I'm pressing down on that tab right there. And here we have another metal connector holder. Okay, so what do we have here? Another metal connector. And then of course we have the starter, like a number 10 down there. So what do we have? Here's a number 10. No, it's a number 9. Here's the number 10 right here. Okay. It's loose but not hand tied yet. One thing's for sure, guys, you will get a very good sense about where things are located on this engine, how difficult it is to remove stuff, and perhaps seeing somebody like me do it, it will give you a sense of security in knowing that you can do it too. Especially you could see my kids are wrenching away. But that being said, you know, working on it on the outside and the inside of the car is way different. It's going to be a lot more difficult, but if I'm gonna try to do this in the car, obviously it's gonna be more difficult, and also I cannot make videos in me doing it. So here's the starter. Kind of funny, one recent video somebody said, can you show us how to remove a starter? Well, that's how you remove it. Interesting, but T1N starters are much bigger, so possibly a little bit more beefier. So this wire is a little bit more loose. Why is this not coming up? You're not supposed to use any kind of tools for removing glow plugs, but it's not like you can't. So if you want to, you certainly can. Look at that. A whole wiring harness. There's a couple more difficult places. They're right in there. Okay, I don't want to break that. Okay. Right, so what do we have here? I think I need to remove some of this other stuff, then it will be good. It's a little bit harder to get to, and so does one. I believe vacuum pump is ready to come out. Just needs some of this help here from a pry bar. Okay. Okay, one more. There he goes. This is just holding this bracket, and the bracket I'm kind of wondering, where was it holding? What's the shape of it? Yeah, apparently that was just a bracket that was being held. So it was kind of like stuck right here. So in case you could see it. So these two were removed, but the bracket wasn't. And this is like one of those that it's got a bolt in the end. So it was actually keeping things from releasing. So there's that. Now of course we should have a little bit more access to this. Let's just get it out of the range. I have plenty of them here, or so I thought. Wait a minute. It looks like you could remove it by hand, but easier said than done.